Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Unity of Command 2, a new game out by 2x2 Games, and the sequel to Unity of Command 1, which is one of the most well-regarded and yet approachable war games of all time. Unity of Command 2, instead of focusing on the Eastern Front like the first game in the series, moves to the Western Front, and allows you to play as the Western Allies in the campaigns in North Africa, Italy, and Europe, Western Europe. And in today's video, we're returning to the series. This is episode number 5 in the series. In this video, we will be attacking the Gustav Line. We actually breached the Gustav Line in our last battle, but in this battle, we will be attempting to exploit that breach, hold on to that breach, and drive through the mountains sort of here in central southern Italy. And it's going to be a little bit rough going. This is actually the second attempt at this battle. I live streamed this from a couple of days ago, and we showed the first attempt, which failed miserably. You can check it out on the Twitch channel if you'd like. I didn't load that on the YouTube channel, not because I'm trying to present some sort of perfect image where I never lose, but because I didn't do a good job of exploiting the mechanics in the game, things like bombardment, set-piece attacks, these options that really are critical to winning these types of battles that I just kind of didn't really think about. And I think this game is really approachable and easy to play, and the logistical side of things is a lot of fun. But one area I think the game could do a better job of is communicating to you, how do you reinforce, how do you build up units, how do you actually do things like artillery barrages and set-piece attacks, because there's this ribbon menu on the bottom of the game that has a lot of different capabilities that different units have that they can leverage, but it doesn't do a very good job of explaining to you when you use what scenarios or how to use it, or, I didn't even know you could build up units pre-battle until the 6th or 7th battle I was fighting, and so that's just something I think there's a little bit of area for improvement. So far, though, I'm really enjoying my time, and that's enough of me rambling, so let's go ahead and jump into the stream. I'll continue to sit here, why not? Good job convincing me, guys. All right. The Volturno Line. We've already read this, but we'll read it again because we failed our first time. So maybe if we read it with more energy this time, some good energy, some high energy, maybe we'll have some success. The Germans have begun establishing defensive lines along the routes leading into northern Italy. You must not allow them time to fortify these lines. This will not be an easy task, however. Since autumn is upon us, with it rivers of mud, this is no longer the sunny Italy of the past few months. The following units have been reconstituted by AFHQ after being destroyed in battle: the 3rd USID, the 1st Canadian Armored Brigade. All right, so as you remember from last time, there's a German mechanized troop here at Cambasso. There's also a German armored unit up here near the Sangrio River. The Sangrio River, the Rapido River, and those are the two we have to take. We also have to hold the Garlingo River, which we took in the last battle. So you remember we breached the Gustav Line in the last battle. Because we breached it, we have the secondary objective of maintaining the breach, and we have the sort of primary objective of maintaining this river line. We have these troops deployed sort of in this pocket, this very narrow pocket along the coastline over here on the left flank. Meanwhile, the situation in the center and on the right is a little bit more challenging because there are pretty strong German units dug in here. We don't have sufficient air to dislodge them. We're going to have to figure out the best way to manage through all of that. Is there any way, can we use command points to repair bridges? We can. So we can actually repair bridges right now during the in-between times, if you will. You know what would be interesting? It might work better is if we establish a pontoon bridge to the right flank of the Cambuso. Like right here. And then we can go up and around. So we have a pontoon bridge here. So our troops can move up and around and maybe stay in supply, and then maybe we can more rapidly reduce this objective. Additionally, I think we can deploy step-ups. These aren't elite reserves, they're just reserves, so apparently you can upgrade your units in the prep phase, so I never noticed this before. But you can upgrade troops in the prep phase. The troops do have to be in range, I guess. but we might as well do that now because then we get the troops at full strength and we don't have to wait from them to recover their suppression. So I know I'm spending a ton of my prestige here in this fight. We also have some of these specialty abilities here. So we get more Canadian infantry. We can also get some artillery, 25 pounders, which I think are going to be important. These guys are going to be bombarding the enemy, so if we can get specialist units here, same for these guys. We can get some artillery here to support them. Okay. Infantry, American infantry is apparently cheap. We need that artillery. I'm beefing these troops up. Alright, so I think that... Well, actually, these guys probably should get reinforced. They're... I have no more prestige! We spent it all! I lost it all. Alright, we'll see how this works out. We shall see. So we have one objective and one secondary already obtained. The Cambuso, we try and take it by turn 2. That's the objective. So does that give us supply here? It doesn't! We have the freaking pontoon and we still don't have supply. Alright. Can we actually undo that then? I'm just going to try and bombard the hell out of these guys. Holy hell, we drove them back just with artillery? Yeah! Breakthrough! Wow, when you get those specialized units, they really do. I don't know why these guys are out of supply. Alright. Okay, so we succeeded in driving them back pretty damn promptly with that artillery bombardment. Wow! I'm kind of in shock at what just happened. Alright, we need to repair this bridge. You know, this armor is pretty shot up. Can the aerial bring them down a bit? A little bit more. So those specialty units, spending that prestige really, I mean, we just blew through our prestige. That's a thing we have to be aware of. But it really did work. And just like that, we took that secondary objective. We need to take Pescara, which I don't even know where that is. I guess that's to the north. But let's see how this plays out. Germans, again, don't attack early. Just like the last time we played and failed. Try and suppress these guys. Nice! So this armor is very heavily suppressed. And we just drove them back. Can we bombard these guys? Okay. Pull them back here. Driver tanks up 1-to-1. Happy to make that trade. Okay. No retreat. Never surrender. Alright, we'll advance there. That gives us supply up to the front. We do have some armor steps that are in reserve. Bring up a 25-pounder and some infantry. We'll also deploy some infantry to these guys and another 25-pounder. These guys will deploy a 17-pounder. It's all about the artillery, man. It's all about the artillery. That is my focus right now. That is my mission. All right, let's go ahead and blast these guys. Nice. Multiple steps. All right, so we probably need to expand the supply network somewhere. So we'll spend our... Actually, let's not do that. Let's expand this one over here. Just takes one truck and everybody's back in supply. Okay. So we're taking things a little bit easy. Got the 5th and the 8th armies on the move. And we'll see how this next turn plays out. We're only 2 turns in, but things seem to be going okay so far. So I'm pretty excited about the result. Germans just shot up those guys on the Rapido River pretty bad. Oh boy. Don't get killed, just retreat. If you have to retreat, retreat. We can always counterattack. This can be a back and forth thing. That's fine. So they just broke, they cut the breach. Okay. Nice. Okay, so we managed to completely suppress these guys with artillery. Then our own armor... Really? Alright, so we just destroyed their mechanized troops. We overran them. We'll move our armor in. We reopened the breach. Meanwhile, those troops... These guys need reinforcements. That is going to be one elite unit. Supply situation should still be okay-ish. Okay. There's some disruption. Let's go ahead and bombard these guys. 4 suppression. Wow! Alright, my goal is obviously to take the Sangrio River, but I also want to eliminate his ability really to resist. So multiple attacks there. We destroyed that German unit. Okay. So we'll bombard them. We'll pull back. I think I'll also use air to hit these armored units near Cassino to no effect. Great. Move this infantry forward. Alright. So destroying enemy units is important, obviously. I'm considering... I don't think there's anywhere yet that I want to drop paratroopers quite yet in the enemy rear. So we'll go ahead and end the turn. The fighting is heating up. Yep, some stragglers got back to the enemy lines by the looks of it. They just destroyed that American unit. They overran it. So counterattack near the Rapido River. Pretty heavy fighting going on in that area so far. Fortunately for us, as they move around, I think they lose some, like, entrenchment benefits and other things like that. So it actually gives us an advantage. Like, if they want to attack, I guess I'm moderately okay with that, as long as it means that we are able to, like, destroy their units. Nice. Okay. Move these guys up here. And badly shoot up this enemy unit. There. So we retook the Rapido River objective. We get 50 more prestige. How about that? I mean, I'll rush some supply forward to these guys. Have them fall back, I guess. Alright, so let's go ahead and blast the hell out of the enemy troops near Sangrio. Take some prisoners there. So we took another objective over here. So all 3 objectives are ours for the moment. We'll wait to see what the Germans do in terms of like a counterattack. Okay. So I'm assuming they'll counterattack on the left flank near the Rapido River again. Alright, so let's see what happens here. It's only turn 4. I gotta feel the Germans have more in them. Yep, they're gonna counterattack the breach here with some infantry. Some armor comes up as well. Badly shoots up our own armored unit. Retreat already, don't get destroyed, you idiots. So we lose the breach, and we lose an armored unit destroyed. Fly, you fools! Alright, let's suppress these guys. Well, that's not going so well. Oh, we need to repair that bridge. Attack there. We drive them back. This enemy unit only has 1 step left. Nice. Alright, so we just destroyed that enemy unit. Took some prisoners, drove some other ones back. See if we can flank around to Pescara. Actually, if we have recon here, are there enemy troops here? Damn, there's enemy armor. Otherwise, I'd say drop a paratrooper right in their rear. Actually, that is not a terrible idea. I can't land them here? What about here? Oh boy. Yikes! They're gonna die! Polish Paras, I'm sorry. I just market gardened you. I thought I could move on this supply base, but apparently I can't. Now you're cut off, surrounded on all sides. Market garden. Rip to the Polish Paras, because I dropped you into a suicide position. The good news is, Paras, you can rest assured that your sacrifice at least blunted the German attack. And actually, they're astride the enemy supply line, so several enemy units are out of supply because of that that action. So we also just pushed the 56th British Infantry Division into the same situation, probably unwisely. Took an enemy supply depot as well. Alright, can these guys bombard? They can. They're gonna have some supply. Rip, Polish Paras, rip. All right. Yeah, I guess we're gonna see what happens here. Hopefully the lack of supply by some of these units. Interesting that a feint attack actually weakens their strength. Alright, let's see what happens on the next turn. We have all the objectives taken. Except for maintaining the breach, the enemy closed the breach. So they removed their supply depot even though they were cut off. Can they do that? Is that allowed? Alright, we'll bombard these guys. Twice. Three times a lady. Interesting. Still can't finish him off, eh? Well, don't you know? Let's see. These German troops are now out of supply for 2 turns. Interestingly. Can we supply these guys over there? We can't. Although we're only out of supply for 1 turn. Nice. Breach is back. Guess who's back? Back again. Breach is back. Back to a friend. Alright. Alright, we're trying to encircle the enemy here. We may get encircled ourselves over there on that right flank. Or in this area, but we'll see how things play out. We've got 2 more turns left in the battle. We retook the breach. The only question is the city in the north, which I don't think there's much likelihood that we're going to take it. But a huge portion of the German army's now been out of supply for 2 turns, which basically means they're completely combat ineffective. Some of our own troops are out of supply as well, but a big chunk of these German units... Oh, shit. Yikes, I shouldn't have attacked with that. There you go. Alright, so we linked up with these guys. How are they still getting 3 casualties on the attack? In any event, these guys should have supply now. Alright, I'm actually pushing as much as I can away out to the front. Not because I actually, like, it really matters a whole lot, but because the further I get out to the out in front, I think the more difficult it will be for the Germans if they have a successful counterattack with some of these mechanized infantry troops up front to close the breach. That's my theory. If they do drive this armored unit back, they could manage to close the breach, but it's only a minor objective. I don't think there's much likelihood that they'll I don't think there's much likelihood that they'll actually get back to the river, which is the real objective. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and use our air on these newly arrived troops to disrupt them, to make the success of their attack less certain. Alright, so that's going to do it for this turn. Let's see if we win the battle. Germans have a handful of fresh units that they don't even bother to attack with. So we took 2 of the secondary objectives, and we achieved a victory. Took the objective on time. We didn't score very much, only 68 score, 7 enemy KA, 8 prisoners. We might have actually lost more than the Germans overall, but a good result and a battle and a win. So we are now on to Monte Cassino. You can see our score went way down at the Volturno line. We only have 120 prestige left, but the next battle is the Battle of Monte Cassino. Allied forces are stuck along the Gustav line, a string of carefully... Wait, didn't we already break the Gustav line? Didn't we? Yeah, we breached the Gustav line already. So is this going to be Anzio then? Yeah, this is going to be Anzio. Bonus objectives are taking Rome and Monte Cassino. So that'll be interesting to see. In any event, though, guys, that is going to do it for this stream. I appreciate you guys sticking around and the support that you guys all showed. Glad that you're enthusiastic. We will return to the battle for Monte Cassino in our next stream. Let me know if you guys are enjoying this. I'm enjoying Unity of Command so far. It is a little bit puzzly, but in kind of an enjoyable way, and I really like the sort of the core logistics focus of this game, which is very different than a lot of these kind of games. In any event, until next time, guys, thanks again, and until next time, I'm going to keep saying until next time as many times as I can. I'm out.